Hello, everyone. Welcome to week 7 of distance learning, and this is our social studies lesson for the week. Review from last week. What is the process for orange juice to get to your table? Farmers pick oranges. Trucks take them to the factory. Orange juice is then made in the factory, and the juice is put into bottles. Then the trucks take the juice to the store. Transportation is the way people move from place to place. Examples of transportation are cars, boats, trucks, trains, airplanes, bikes, and more. Communication is to get and receive information. Phone calls, email, text messages, Zoom, letters. And that's just a couple of examples. There are definitely more. We are starting a brand new chapter. Before we were talking about our world and what it is like. Now we're going to be talking about traditions we share. And the main question for this whole chapter is, how is culture shared? So I want you to think for a second about an activity that you love to do with your family. Here's just a preview of the vocabulary words we're going to be learning in this unit. We have the word culture, celebrate, custom, hero, shelter, tradition, president, holiday, family, and language. For today's lesson, you will learn about what culture is.
Anna, no! Are you making a movie about wearing yukatas? Kind of. It's more about us. Well, the Japanese part of us. That should do it. What about the Mexican part? That'll be our next movie. Ready for the picture, Sophia? Say chizu! You too, Hana! Chizu! I'm confused, Misaki. What's your movie about? It's about a lot of things, I guess. Like what our family believes in. What do we believe in? A lot of things. Like getting a good education. It's also about things that our family thinks are important. Ready, Sophia? Dozo. Domo arigato, Sophia-chan. Is your movie about anything else? It's also about some things the Japanese people have done for years and years. We call them traditions. Chizu. So your movie is about things we believe in, things we think are important, and our traditions? Yes. And there's a word for all that. It's called culture. So can I see your movie now? You'll be the very first person. We are the Yamamoto Diaz family. My mom's side of the family is Japanese. And just like our relatives in Japan, we believe that a person's family is very important. We also think it's important to get a good education and to respect people who are older, like our Oba-chan. And we respect nature. We also have many traditions. One of my favorites is making 1,000 paper cranes to wish a new baby a long life and going to an Obon festival. It's a day where we eat traditional foods, do traditional dances, and remember our ancestors. All of these things are part of my family's culture. The Yamamoto Diaz family.
Awesome. So that's just a brief little intro about what culture is. So we all need food, clothes, and shelter or a home. These things are also part of every culture. Culture is the way a group of people live. There are many different cultures. They have their own music, dance, art, religion, and language. Language is the words we speak. What we eat. Each culture has its own kinds of food. In our country, we can eat food from many cultures. So look over here at the foods over here. We have fried rice. Fried rice actually comes from the Asian culture. Tacos, which is my favorite, comes from the Mexican culture, Spanish culture. And then spaghetti comes from Italian culture, so Italy. That's where pizza comes from. So these are all different types of foods that we have had, but they come from different parts of the world. Types of American food are burgers, chicken, and things like that. What we wear. Clothing is a part of every culture. Our clothes are different. They are alike too. We have clothes for school, work, and play. We have clothes for special days. Clothing also shows where people in a culture live. In hot places, people wear clothes that keep them cool. In cold places, they wear clothes that keep them warm. Where we live. Homes also show where people in a culture live. In hot places, homes are made to keep heat out. In cold places, homes are made to keep heat in. Homes are made from different things. Some homes are made of stone, mud, or brick. Other homes are made of wood from trees. Some homes are made for one family. Other homes are made for many families. So look at these pictures, and if we think about how they are different, these homes, you can see this one's like a townhome. It's very tall, has multiple levels, there's stairs outside. Here, we have a home that is made of wood, and it's in the woods, and it's not connected to other homes. Cultures of our world.
Cultures of the world for kids. Hey, kids! When you look around at the people in your neighborhood or town, who do you see? How would you describe the people that live nearby? Are they friends? Part of your family? Strangers? Some of them might be boys or girls. Some adults. And some kids. Some people might be tall, others short. Some might go to your school, while others might go to a different school. Some may have brown or black hair, the same skin color as you, or maybe a different skin color. Perhaps they wear formal clothing, or t-shirts and jeans, or maybe even something more unusual. Depending on where you live, the people in your neighborhood or town might look a lot like you, or they might look different. Maybe you live somewhere where there is a mix of people of all colors, shapes, sizes, and behaviors. The bottom line is that everyone is different. We're all unique individuals. And just as there are things that you enjoy doing, foods you and your family like to eat, holidays that you celebrate, and a religion that you may be part of, people all around you have their own set of things that they like to do as well. All of those things, the way people live their lives and the things that they enjoy doing, are part of their culture. A culture is a special and unique way of living. All the things that people do and believe, and the activities that are important to them, make up the culture that they belong to. Many people build their life and their identity around their culture. Can you think of a friend or someone you know that belongs to a different culture than you? What do they do with their family that's different from what you do? There are many, many cultures in the world, and no culture is better than any other. While many of your neighbors might belong to a different culture than you or your friends, all of us can live side by side and respect each other. Different cultures make up communities, and communities make up society. Society is a collection of different people from different cultures, all living together and following the same rules. Different societies make up different countries, and ultimately, those countries make up the entire world. So now, you know that there are different cultures all around you, even in your own school or community. For example, in December, some people you know might celebrate Christmas, others Hanukkah. Still others might take part in Kwanzaa, St. Nicholas Day, or St. Lucia Day. Again, others might celebrate holidays you've never even heard of, or none at all. All year round, there are holidays, parades, shows, and events that different cultures celebrate or attend that others do not. Every culture has its own unique manners, styles of dress, language, religions, celebrations, ethics, and other things that are special to them. So how can you tell what culture someone belongs to? Well, it's important to remember that the color of their skin or the way they look does not define their culture. The best way to find out what culture someone belongs to is simply to ask them. Have a conversation. Find out more about them. Maybe you have some things in common. Perhaps their culture and yours have some of the same likes and dislikes, or hobbies, or foods. Maybe not. Either way, it's good to share these things so you can learn more about the people around you. So, what are some of the cultures of the world like? Let's start with America. Some of the foods that are part of the American culture include pie, banana splits, hamburgers, hot dogs, and fried chicken. Other American populations have different preferences. For example, in the Southwest, there is a mixture of Spanish and Mexican foods. Religions in American culture include Christianity, Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, and others. Americans celebrate Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter, St. Patrick's Day, and others. American sports include football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and hockey. We have lots of different ways of dressing, but American culture is most known for our jeans, t-shirts, shorts, and sweats. All of those things help define American culture. Here are some other cultures and things that help define them. This is Africa. The food across Africa is usually spicy, with intense flavors, and the food can be very exotic as well. They eat many different things that Americans don't. Religions in Africa include Christianity and Islam, but many of the people in more remote parts of Africa practice their own local religions. Celebrations include Kwanzaa, Yamade Kese, Sed, and Osiris. There's music like samba and reggae. Believe it or not, there are 11 official languages in South Africa, which is a real rainbow nation where many cultures all coexist. In fact, 1/3 of the world's languages are spoken in Africa. Their art consists of colorful paintings and beautiful ceramics, and the main themes are marriage, mother, and child. Unlike American culture, 41% of children aged 5 to 14 work in Africa. What about the French culture? Maybe you know someone French. Some of the elements of their culture include complex foods with heavy sauces, elegant and professional clothing, like scarves and long coats and dresses. In French culture, religions include Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, and Hindu. Art and history can be seen in many churches and public buildings. The Chinese culture has its own unique characteristics, one of the most prominent being its exceptional food, which includes lots of sauces, unique spices, rice, fish, red meat, and even scorpions and snakes. The established religion of Chinese culture is Buddhism, and there is a lot of Buddhist art there. They drink a lot of tea, which is often used as medicine. The Chinese New Year happens every spring and is marked by a bright and colorful 15-day festival with a dancing dragon and fireworks, parades, and more. The Chinese culture has 6 different languages, but Mandarin is the most widely spoken. You can thank Chinese culture for martial arts like Kung Fu, silk, the animals of the zodiac, philosophers like Confucius, and other things that have spread around the world. Finally, let's talk about the Spanish culture. Their food often includes olive oil, garlic, and onions. They usually serve wine during dinner and bread with nearly every meal. Fruit is the main dessert. About 80% of the Spanish are Roman Catholic, which is a form of Christianity. An important week in the Spanish culture is Holy Week, which comes before Easter, in which there are large parades and religious events. Spanish culture has colorful architecture, grand churches, and even the running of the bulls. Now that you know some of the elements of various cultures, it's important to note that cultures are complex and that no single aspect of a culture defines it. They can be so local that different people in different parts of a country can have vastly different things that they cherish and celebrate. In America, you have Native American culture, African American culture, Cajun, Creole, and others. In Greece, a child throws a lost tooth onto a roof for good luck. Japanese children cover their belly buttons when they hear thunder. In Indonesia, people point with their thumbs. In Russia, Father Frost brings children presents on New Year's Day. In the Brazilian culture, New Year's Day is usually celebrated with a bowl of lentil soup. Now that's a tasty New Year. During the Italian Carnival, people throw oranges. All of those things are unique to the cultures that do them and are a part of what makes those cultures special. Respecting other people's cultures, trying to learn about them, never stereotyping or mocking them, and living in harmony with them is the first step in becoming friends, having greater humanity, and creating a peaceful world for us all to share. Thanks for following Clarendon Learning. Be sure to subscribe. For more
All right, and that's our lesson for today. Thank you for watching.